Hi guys, good morning. Happy Workers' Day to each and every one of us, and happy new month to us also. In my previous video, I said I was going to be giving you insight on how to ace a job interview, which is what I want to be doing today. Most people panic even at the idea of a job interview. On the other end, they're trying to get hired, and on one other end, they're struggling with emotions, preparing for disappointment, or wondering maybe they might really be happy if they get that job. So, I have outlined the list of what you can do before you go in for a job interview. So, here, first on the list is you should have other options. When you're up for a job interview, the natural impulse is you should focus entirely on that interview rather than you should carry on with your ongoing job search. Well, this is a huge mistake because the last thing you want to do is to look desperate. You do not want to look desperate. So, as much as you're preparing for a job interview, you should still carry on with your ongoing job search. Then, secondly, you should always research the hiring firm. Unless the interview is impromptu, you never plan for it, you should try to get prepared. You should research the firm, do basic background check up in the history, you should memorize them, and you should know the names of key executives in the area where you're likely to be interviewing, as well as the fact about the career. And you should always acquire a working knowledge of the hiring firm. Then, next you need to do is you need to prepare an insightful question. It's a common mistake to assume that a job interview means you are just being interviewed for that job. That's just half the truth. You want to know the other half of the truth? You also need to interview the firm. Yes, you need to be sure it's a very comfortable environment for you. You need to be sure it's a place where you can blend into. You need to be sure it's a good match for you, because you do not want to get the job and become sad or you run into depression along the line. No, we do not want that. Depression is not healthy. Okay, guys, so let's get back to business. So, and you should always have insightful questions. You understand? Questions like, beyond the obvious job description, what are the most important attributes needed to be successful in this environment? Ask them questions. How do I put it? Test their knowledge. Just do not let them test you and fuck up with your brain. You should also ask them questions and mess along with them. Just don't do it too much, but ask questions. So, the fourth thing you have to do is you also have to rehearse ahead. You just do not want to go for a job interview without rehearsing. You could always get a friend over, tell her to come, tell her to sit down and ask you the possible interview questions. Yeah, possible interview questions. We have tons of websites where you can get those questions from. I'll give you a list of where you can get them from. You practice them, you do rehearse before you go in for any interview you want to go for. And also, you should never say anything negative about your previous employer. You wouldn't want to go there and tell them, oh, my previous boss used to be a jerk. No, negative energy attracts negativity. So you need to keep the flow positive, bring in positivity. Okay, guys? All right. And also, you need to dress appropriately. When you know you're going for a job interview in Chevron, for example, Chevron, you need to dress like a Chevron worker, you understand, a staff of Chevron. If you're going for UBA, you need to dress like a UBA staff. If you're going for Shell, you need to dress like someone that works in Shell. You cannot, how do I put it? You cannot be underdressed and don't be overdressed. Just keep it minimum. Make sure you look corporate for that interview you're going for. And also, you should always follow through after the interview. Like, after the interview, you can send an email thanking the people who interviewed you. Be positive about your experience, but don't gush, because you do not want the hiring firm to think you are desperate about that job. You understand? You do not want them to think they are doing you a favor by hiring you. You want them to think you are the one doing them a favor by hiring you. So, guys, with this little things I dropped here, I'm sure you should be able to ace any job interview you're going for. And I wish every one of us all the best in our job interviews. I wish us luck, guys. Okay, that's all. And stay tuned to my channel. Please subscribe. I have a YouTube page, a YouTube channel. Subscribe, follow, share. Thank you, guys. Thanks for listening. Bye.